crazy and been with family stuff, and
You finally get your product?
I finally got the product.
It's about time.
Yeah.
Dude, my VA
Yeah, but I got
like my
Sorry?
VA sent me a message last week saying like, "Yo, can you turn this ad to Argentina because the shipping is insanely expensive and takes forever."
You send it where?
For Argentina, the shipping for
Oh,
Argentina, she's like, just stop advertising to Argentina.
yeah. It's like we make the effort to be a shittier country every day.
Right?
It's insane. Like I got the ones that I sent to Chile before, they get the ones I sent here, and I sent the ones here like a month before. It's
Crazy.
Well,
Well,
yeah, you shouldn't sell to Argentina. If you can, like, just take that away from your country at least.
yeah.
Yeah, well, and this recent law that makes us pay like 30% extra for the US dollars just makes everything
Yeah,
that
there's your margin.
Yeah. No, well, it's not for me. It's like if you are selling a $50 product to an Argentinian, you need to know that he's going to need to pay like, I don't know.
Oh yeah, gotcha.
Like 70.
Gotcha.
For the Argentinian guy, it's like 30% more expensive to buy from you.
In a country that doesn't have all that much money in the start.
Yeah. Yeah, we used to like 60 years ago, but not anymore.
That's how it goes.
All right. Well, Happy New Year, people. And let's go ahead and get started. So, Nico, we can start with you. You want to give us a little update on what's been going on? If you have any questions, hit us with those.
Sure. Well, the last time we talked, I was like kind of lost in there. A couple of days later, I took the decision to stop my advertising and wait until I got the videos I sent the people to make, and until I got the products myself. And I got them last Sunday, but something that we were talking about happened, and now we have a new tax in Argentina that makes us pay a 30% more on each dollar that we spend abroad. So that would get Facebook ads and, well, like anything I was making.
Holy hell.
Yeah. So before I can start again, I need to get my credit card, my bank card from the account I had to make overseas. And I think that's getting like in the next week or the other one. So until I get that, I'm making the new credits, I'm waiting for the videos, like everything's starting to compound in the next few weeks. So I started like sending emails and trying other ways to get sales. Didn't get much success with that, but I'm still trying.
Have you figured out any ideas for how you can make better advertising, better angles, better copy, better creatives?
Well, I took the time to remake all my my competition analysis, and that was like very helpful to understand the way these guys were selling other companies and give me some ideas on how I can make my content. And yeah, I've been trying to think like other ways that are not the regular ones to sell them. Sorry about the cat's tail. And I don't know, there are a bunch of them, but until I had the chance to put them to test, I want to know if they are effective or not. What I wanted to know was what happens with this idle time that the ad account is having? Like, it will be like a month without running any ads, and I was using lookalikes, and I was using some stuff that like retargeting stuff. Like, shall I start all over again? Do you guys know how that works?
Yeah, from my experience, once you turn ads off for like more than a week, it definitely does affect them once you restart them. So I'd probably start at a slightly lower budget than you were running before you shut things off. And almost kind of treat it like you're just like starting from, from zero. You obviously do have that data. You can be a little bit more aggressive than probably like, just starting off completely from new. If you don't have anything that's working, obviously, you have something that works. But I wouldn't be super gung-ho with, going in right off the bat and just spending a shit ton of money.
But he was at around break even, slightly unprofitable anyway. So I think in your situation, just basically get started again. And obviously the first things you want to test are the audiences that worked in the past.
Okay.
So I would say like take the lessons from the past data and then start over again and see where you're at right now. Honestly, results might have improved. Like the January results might be better than the December results. The ad costs were higher. I know a lot of people are finding it pretty hard in December. You might just have better results right off the bat right now. So take like what worked best back then in terms of audiences specifically. I think your add to cart lookalikes did well, whatever interest did well, and try to make better ads, obviously. Use all those improvements and new content and the new insights on your competitors, new ideas like that. And then just start testing with what worked in the past. And from there, it's same process over again, like it pretty much now.
Yeah, I figured out it would be something like that. So I was just trying to double check.
Sweet. For you, I think if you've got some downtime, really try and go over your copy and really focus on the grammar and the flow of it. Because obviously, like, your spoken English is really good, but sometimes your copy, I thought the angles were decent, like the ideas were decent, but just something felt a little off. It didn't sound quite natural. If you've got some time until you get that credit card, try and work on that on your store and ads and really get that down perfectly. And like you can hit me with some lines of copy and I'll go over it.
Great, thank you. I will. Well, yeah, I used a Fiverr girl that helped me with some of the paragraphs. Maybe I should like run all over it to them because that would make it easier. Like I'm not regular in English and I don't speak it every day. I read a lot, but there are the tiny things are the ones that mess me up because I may not know how to start from scratch with a new description or something. So if I read
between like you, me, Slack chat, we can get that started. That's not going to that's not going to hold you back.
Okay.
You want to go through everyone and then maybe circle back?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. Rody, what's going on with you?
Rody.
So I'm about to put some content of my own to test. So what we discussed with Ryan was to try and do some custom content because the other didn't work really. I tried the lifestyle, I tried carousel, photoshopping stuff. It didn't really go well.
Are you doing these all for the same product?
Yeah.
I've seen some of your ad results. I talked to Ryan about it, and it's looking really bad. So if you're going to change something, make sure they're big changes. Like change up product, you know what I mean? Have you done this whole product whole time the same product?
Yeah.
And now you're changing up the content on that same product?
Yeah, so now I'm putting custom content for the same product.
So am I right in saying that you've spent like $800 USD and have done like $80 in sales or $100 in sales?
60 maybe.
60.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, I've looked at your site, your content was okay. Like it wasn't super bad or anything, right? Before. Would you agree?
No. Yeah, it was fine. Yeah, and Ryan said it was okay, and you guys checked it and said it was looking good, like the website and all. The last time that we talked, you said to try lifestyle content to Photoshop the product into the content, so that's what I did, but it didn't really work well. So yeah, and now when we spoke with Ryan, he said to try and test some custom content for a day. And then if not, to move on to a new product, which I don't know if I agree.
It depends on the results, but based off what you're saying and the results that I think Scotty knows a little bit more than I do, but if the results are that bad, like you don't want to continue doing something that's not working to that extent. I would say like if you, I'm guessing you probably could have cut this one off a lot sooner. And I think it's definitely worth testing with new content. But if that doesn't work, I think it's time to move on to new product and just try something completely different.
Okay. But why do you think it couldn't work like this product? If I tested like several angles, do you think the new product will do something better? Because it's the same niche, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a matter of just kind of testing and seeing what works and what doesn't. And it's like frustrating because when it's not working, obviously you're losing money and that's not a good place to be. But once you've tested, like for example, if I've tested a product and it just got shit results, I'm either going to just move on to a new product or I'm going to change up the angle, the content, a lot of things, change it up dramatically and then see the results from there. If the results after I've made a lot of changes, at least once or twice, are still shit, then I'm not going to keep spending money on a product that, at that point I would just kind of feel like, all right, maybe this isn't the right product. I probably, if I really wanted to, maybe could get this to work, but I'm trying to, get something working for as little money as possible, as fast as possible. And when something's not working, you don't want to continue dumping money into it,
Okay. Because it's basically like the necklaces, because I now test the bracelets, right? So the other product is another bracelet and then a necklace, which basically is the same, like writing on it and all. So I would use kind of similar angles to it. So if the bracelet didn't work, I guess the other one, why would it work? Like, I don't know.
Because people want it more. Just kind of, sometimes that's how it goes. Sometimes people don't want a certain product and sometimes you can just the very similar content angles for a different product and, people want that one and it'll work. It just kind of depends. You have to test it to see. And I just don't want to see you get so caught up on one product that you end up losing a bunch of money that you could have, that could have been better spent testing different products.
Okay. So how much would you think you should spend to one product and then just move on to another?
Yeah, so I think it depends on the results that you're getting.
And also, she's selling.
It depends on the results you're getting, but if it's shit, like the results that you're getting now, then like I probably wouldn't spend more than like $200, $300, $400 on it. If the results are like better, if you're like closer to break even, then you can definitely spend more and try to get it to work better, so that it's profitable. But if you're just spending hundreds of dollars and barely making any sales at all, then you don't want to do that for very long. I'd say like a couple $100.
Okay.
I think like honestly at your price point, like 200. because like your site is set up well, it looks decent. I'm sure we could make some changes. I'm sure we could improve it, but like it looks nice. And it's a low price point. So at this price point, like if you spend 10 times the cost of the product and it's not looking decent, like you're gonna have to make some big change, either content, angle, or something, and just don't keep spending blindly on it. What's the next product you would test?
Which one should you do now?
The Live in the Moment bracelet, I want to say. Which one were you testing right now?
I was testing the Live in the Moment, and she believed she could, so she did. So I was taking that angle mostly.
Were they were both bracelets?
Yeah.
Okay. Which one do I have the best content for?
And another thing, Brody, is you're not confined just to the products in your build. You know, you can go out and you can look for different products, and you know, I think that's a good idea in a lot of cases. I'm not saying that you should ignore the products in your build, but I think especially with this kind of a niche, the product is really impactful, and certain products, like especially, I'm guessing there's new products coming out all the time that are kind of related to this niche, and I think that you should definitely be on the lookout for stuff like that and see, you know, another huge thing is what's working for other stores in your niche. See what they're doing and, you know, model yourself after what they're doing. It doesn't have to necessarily be the exact thing that we have in the build. The build is meant to guide you and kind of get you started. But, you know, in most cases, it's not just going to be a matter of just copy and paste the build into your store, run some ads, and then starts raising money. You know, you have to be doing something, you know, compelling, unique, differentiated. And you know, it's not just a matter of just kind of copying and pasting stuff. I guess that's kind of what I'm trying to get at.
Another thing about the way you've got it set up is you have like the quote me necklace, right? I'm looking at that example. And there's a bunch of different necklaces with different quotes in here. So I'm thinking these could all be separate products, and then you test the one that you think is best. And then if someone lands on it, there's only one product on there to buy with only one quote. Because right now, I think it's like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 versions to buy, and then there's 7 versions that you can get. And then there's actually only 6. There's 6 or 7 versions here. So it's kind of like overwhelming. Like I would have just one of them, and then the customer lands on that page and they either buy or they don't buy. They don't go browsing through and then have to struggle to decide between 6 different quotes. Okay. See what I mean there?
Yeah. So you say I should market just specific quotes? Because I did that, but it didn't really work. So I thought I could do something like more general or not like a specific quote. So when the customer lands on the page, they can decide which quote they would like. I don't know.
I think there's a lot of options here. If I land on this from a Facebook ad and there's 20 options. I mean, did you test just one option first?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think of that? You land on this page and you got 20 options.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a lot to choose from. I think you need some sort of a specific offer. Like,
yeah,
if you're gonna do like a combination of bracelets or something, like it needs to be one combination of a few different, you know, quotes or whatever.
You could have 3 different and do like $3-4x.
Yeah, but I think ideally you just want one main offer, you know.
You haven't launched yet with the new content, right? You're still working on it.
No, I did it today.
You launched it today?
No. I did film the content
Oh.
today. We'll launch it. Yeah, probably tomorrow.
What content's the product for?
The bracelets.
BU?
Yeah.
What do you think the offer should be for this final one test?
I would try to figure out what the most popular ones are and then maybe bundle like 3 of them together.
You have to have content with those 3 together as well.
Yep.
It's probably going to improve margins too.
Yeah, that's what I would do with that.
Get rid of the compare at price and make it or just have. Okay, you want to explain how you set this up?
So, Roddy, what I think I would do in the situation with these bracelets is instead of having all these different options, is choose like 3 of them. I would look at, I mean, really, I think the main thing that I'd be doing if I'm you is I'm looking at other competitors in this niche and figuring out what's working for them. And if you can find other people who are selling this product well, then you should be able to get an idea of which ones are actually doing well and which ones that people actually want. And then I would probably just get like 3 of them together and bundle it into, you know, one offer with, you know, 3 bracelets. So there's only one option. You have the, you know, the three different engravings and bundle those together into, you know, into one thing. And that's probably how I would do that.
Okay. But I've been following other stores with the same sell the same bracelets. They kind of like market all of them, and they have really like basic photos or like the product and the background. It's not like something like a quote that really pops out.
Go to your competitors' Facebook ads libraries and see which ones they're actually advertising.
Right now?
Yeah. See which quote, like if people are advertising this product, find the people who are advertising this product and see in their ad which quote they're showing or which quotes they're showing. That's not going to be a 100%, you know, guarantee that those are the ones that are working the best, but you know, it's a better indicator than nothing.
Okay. Do you think one day is enough to test a product like an angle or content, whatever?
I'd say like 2 days.
Yeah.
I think 2 days is kind of the minimum.
I would maybe lower your budget to have like 3 ad sets instead of 5. And let it run for 2 days, $60.
Okay. With 3 ads, you mean?
3 ad sets, so 3 different interests.
And how many ads? With 1 ad, you mean? You mean 1 ad?
1, max 2. Probably 1, yeah. Like your absolute best ad you can make.
Because I've had an issue with the add to cards, so they didn't show on Facebook dashboard at all. So I don't have this data from what I've run. Do you know how can I check just which metrics can I see to see which ads perform better than the others?
You can look at your cost per click. But like it's not going to be a full metric. Like the ads got like 0.1 ROAS. It's like none of them performed really well. You know what I mean?
No.
So you spend 100, you make $10 back. So like none of the ads performed really well. So I would make a new ad anyway. I wouldn't use an old ad again.
Okay.
And again, like, I think if you test another product here, like, cut it off sooner. Like, don't spend as much on a product before you cut it off. I think you have to be a bit quicker to decide that it doesn't work at all. So, like, it depends on the situation, of course. Because, like, Nico, for example, Nico's been running the same product for a while and has spent a lot more than you have, but he's close to break even. Some days are profitable, some days are unprofitable. He's just trying to improve it so that it's consistently profitable. With you, you're far, far away from profitable. Like, you have to improve your results by like 10x or 20x to be profitable. And if you see that off the bat, I think you can cut it off after like $200, $300 in spend, especially for like a product at your price point. I think you can cut it off a lot quicker.
All right.
In the future.
Okay. Do you know an app, Nate, that can bundle 3 products?
So it's not going to be an app. The only issue, I mean, it's not going to be an issue to display it on Shopify. The only issue is going to be with the fulfillment of it on Oberlo. I don't know of any way to kind of combine variants of the same product into one listing so that the fulfillment's easy. I think that you might just have to fulfill them manually.
I got something to chime in with.
Hit us.
I haven't really messed much with it, but Bundle Builder claims to have a dropshipping friendly bundle builder. So you can bundle stuff and it'll show the updated price to the customers, but it's supposed to send it out like a single product. So you can fill it in Oberlo. I've just been manually doing mine for now, but supposedly this one is dropshipping friendly and Oberlo friendly. So it's called Bundle Builder. It's just on the App Store.
Okay, that's definitely good to know. I don't think that would work in this situation though.
Because she's doing variants?
Yeah, because it's not different products. It's different variants of the same product.
I tried.
No, that's good. That's a good tip. Actually, I hadn't heard of that.
Rody, I think in your situation, I would just set it up as a new product. So it's one product. The name is whatever you want to name it, and it's a 3-pack. So customers add 1 to cart and they get the 3. And you make the product images so that they see all 3 product images. And it's clear that it's like a 3-pack. Do you see what I mean? It's just on Shopify, it's one product. And then when you order it, you'll have to order 3 different ones.
Okay, that's not an app. That's just how I do it.
Yeah, that's just how you do it. And the fulfillment's going to be kind of a pain. But if this works really well and improves your advertising results dramatically, we can figure out how to fulfill it. I think the main thing is starting to sell this.
Okay. No idea how to do this 3-pack, but I'm gonna look it up, I guess.
You don't have to do anything crazy. Like, just don't worry about Oberlo and just make a new, create a new product in Shopify and just do it like that. You don't have to link it into Oberlo or anything. You're going to be fulfilling it manually with AliExpress anyway. So yeah, it's not really like too much to do there.
Okay.
You have any other questions, Rody?
I guess not.
All right.
And like in the future, like just hit us up on Slack or post it in Slack, your ads, your ad results, to get feedback there sort of in between your coaching calls so you can get feedback quicker.
All right.
Like after your 1 or 2 days of running this, like let us know how it went and then we can help you in the next step.
Okay, cool. Will do.
All right, let's go to Farouk.
Hey, what's up, guys? Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, man.
To be completely fair, I'm still fairly new to the program. I joined on the 31st. I've gone through a couple of modules. I've only marked I think 2 complete or 1 complete, but been taking notes on all of them and just trying to soak up the material. But so far I find like I've skimmed through I think 3/4 of it, and it seems like it's pretty easy to digest. It's just a matter of me absorbing the course material and sort of actually putting it into application. But definitely want to attend the calls and just learn as much as possible from you guys. In the meantime, with like the problems Rodi's having, and just learn from that, try to avoid that obviously, but then see what potential solutions are available.
Cool, man. Well, it's great to have you. Do you have any initial questions off the bat or anything?
No, not necessarily. I'm just here to like just observe right now, and if anything comes up from based on what you guys are talking about, I'll definitely ask. Because it's most of the terminology I'm understanding like fairly quickly, because I've been reading up on Facebook ad sets and all this stuff. Some of this stuff, like you're saying, like 7, 9, and this and that, I don't get yet, but I'm sure that'll come with going through the material.
Cool. Well, thanks for joining us, dude.
Oh, thanks for having me.
All right, let's go to Joel.
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, man. Oh, you got the setup over there. You got the full headset.
Yeah. So I just started recently working through, got through most of semester 2, but I'm trying to finish it before I start working on the store and whatnot. But I had a question for audience overlap. So last month I did about $6K in revenue, about $1,000 a month. But it just kind of like everything seemed to be going good, and then it just kind of like slowly died out. And like it was like right around Christmas, it was just pretty much dead. And so I got a message from Facebook. It was showing in my ad sets that I had a bunch of audience overlap, and so they weren't performing as well. So I was kind of wondering, I mean, all my ad sets were kind of pretty low budget, so I didn't really know if it was like actually that, messing with my ads. So yeah, I wasn't really sure, how much that impacts kind of performance.
So it obviously depends on how you have your ad set set up. What you don't want to do is you don't really want to have multiple ad sets targeting the same interest or the same lookalike, because obviously those are going to overlap. Other than that, I mean, it's not too big of a deal in my experience, as long as you don't have multiple different ad sets targeting the same interests. I mean, you're naturally going to have a little bit of overlap, and that's, usually perfectly fine. That's interesting that you got a message about that though. I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
No, and I have like 5+ ad sets targeting the same interest regularly.
Really? That's really weird.
How big are your interests?
They're ranging between like 1 to 5 million. I think 5.5 million was like the highest. I might have had higher, but it just seemed kind of weird because I've been following like another strategy where they just keep on duplicating sets, and like for them, they were talking about how it targets different pockets within the interest. But it wasn't like I had hundreds and hundreds of ad sets. I had 80 ad sets total for my entire campaign, and I was turning them off, as they weren't profitable. I think I've looked at it. Overall, I had 30 profitable ad sets out of the 80. So I was turning a bunch off. So it wasn't like I was running boatloads of, of the same ad set, and they're all low budget. Like, I don't know. It was just kind of weird because every time I tried to scale with CBO, the CBO just flopped. Anytime I tried to scale vertically, I would duplicate the ad set and then increase the budget, and those would most of the time flop as well. And it just didn't seem to want to scale at all. So,
are you still running that store?
No.
I mean, what were the results like overall in terms of profit?
I did about $1,000 in profit.
And you've decided to shut down the store?
Yeah. Yeah, because let's see. Let me bring up my my list here. So I did a profit loss statement for each day. Let me see where it started to go down. So the 21st, I did about 600 in gross revenue with 194 in ad spend. The next day I did 288 gross with 178 in ad spend. The next day I did 424 gross with 197 in ad spend. The next day I did 262 gross with 222 in ad spend. And then 233 in gross with 193 in ad spend. And then I pretty much just ended up shutting everything off because it just was, you know, my ROAS was in the dirt.
Okay. I mean,
And I was having like great engagement. My ads, like scores were all above average. Just not really sure, you know, what happened.
It's kind of hard for us to say, just with that kind of limited amount of information.
Yeah, I understand that, but
what was coming into this? What are you thinking is your next step? Because I've got an idea of what I'd like to recommend, but if you already know what you want to do next, I don't want to interfere with that.
as far as my next step for the store or next step for me?
Next step for you.
For me, I'm ready to move on because that was I had tried like 6 other campaigns before I found the winning one, and they all failed. So it was like, and this was I changed the angle and audience to get it to work. But I just don't really see much potential in going back to testing more. I don't know. That's just how I feel about it. So.
Okay. So, what do you do? Sounds to me as if it's done a lot of testing, it's kind of found something that works, and then had a few bad days.
Yeah.
And like, if you looked at my P&L, for those same days, it didn't look so good.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of up to you with what you want to do. It sounds like you got something that was working pretty decently well. And I'm wondering if it could have just been something like the creative just kind of dying out and you just needing a new creative.
Competition.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a lot of different things, but I think you probably could pick that back up and do well with that. Or if you wanted to, you could start completely fresh and, get a build and just do it like that. I think it's kind of up to you at that point. I don't really like advising on stuff like that because it's kind of more of a personal decision at that point than anything.
I would like to see you get ads up for like 4 days, like right now, and see what the results are. Get your best ads up. Just relaunch your best ads and see if they perform for like 3 days, 4 days. Because I think you might find results are suddenly better without changing anything. And if not, go ahead, like, confidently, you've learned a lot, you know how this stuff works, and you can get a solid fucking boss build and get some results there. But to me, it sounds like you've tested a lot and kind of found something that works.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had a few bad days and got discouraged.
Gotcha.
It kind of sounds like that to me. So I'd like to see you test it right now and see how that goes. But I mean, again, like Nate says, like, this is something that we can advise on, but it's a lot more personal, what you want to do rather than what you should do, if you see what I'm saying.
Right. Okay. Well, thanks. That helps.
Where are you at in the program? Are you through semester 1, semester 2?
I'm almost done with semester 2.
Have you looked at the builds? Anything you fancy? Anything that catches your eye in there?
Yeah, I talked with Ryan and we decided on the let's see, the personalized jewelry build.
Nice. All right, cool.
Yeah.
So hopefully see you on here in this call in 2 weeks' time with ads running for that.
Yeah, hopefully.
Cool. You got any other questions for us, Joel?
No, that's it.
Cool. All right. Colin,
What's up?
how's it hanging, brother?
Oh, it's hanging. Trying to. I ran a lookalike audience for view contents, and I'm about to start a lookalike audience for add to carts because I'm almost to 500 add to carts. Just been testing different audiences. About to have some people come over today, help me with different creatives. I'm actually going to try some more Mimi creatives to see if that works as well as I think it's going to work. The ideas I have are a little probably not Facebook friendly, so I might just run those on influencers because I don't want to get banned. But yeah, I'm just trying to think of more creative ways to get this out there. Also, my days have been very inconsistent. Like some days it'll just be in the trash can, and some days, like I had 3 days ago I had my worst ROASes, and then yesterday I had my best ROAS. So it's all over the place for me. So I'm just trying to get some form of consistency. I know I'm never going to get it totally consistent, but I'm trying to get some sort of consistency so I can start hopefully using a dropshipping agent like the one that you guys were talking about, or you posted, I think, earlier this week. Because the shipping is killing me. If I could get my shipping, because the way that AliExpress has it set up, I have to pay for shipping for every single variant. So if someone orders a bundle of 3 different variants, I have to pay the shipping on all 3 of those variants, the way they have the store set up on AliExpress.
Have you looked at other suppliers?
If you bitched at your supplier to change them.
I have, but they don't understand English. They don't even know I'm bitching at them. No, I have looked at other suppliers. That was actually one of the first things I looked up because I hadn't done that before I started doing all the other research. I just assumed, hey, everything's like Amazon or whatever. It's just one shipping charge. So once I started looking at them, yeah, I know it was a big oversight. Once I started looking at them, I was like, oh shit, I have to pay shipping on every single one of these. And I can still make it work. It's still profitable, but my margins would be a lot better if I didn't have to do that. So I was going to see if I could say like, hey, can you make a special listing for me with this, this, and this in it? Or yeah, going with the dropshipping agent, which I'm assuming would take care of that issue because I'd be in direct contact with someone that could get the product. I've also thought about, yeah, go ahead. Say again?
How many variants are there for your product?
So there's 4 different colors, and within those 4 different colors, there are 3 different lengths. And within those 3 different lengths or colors, there's 3 different types for 3 different types of phones. So iPhone, Type-C, and micro USB. So yeah, a few of them. What I'm trying to really push the bundles that I have put together because I figured out a way to get the shipping costs way down with the bundles. And those have been doing good. But yeah, if I can get those shipping costs down, it'll do wonders for me. I think it'll help me get consistently profitable. There are some days that are just shit, but then there are other days where it's just under break even or it's break even. And I'm like, if I got my shipping under control, these would be profitable days. So yeah, I've been trying to figure out the best way to go around that. I've thought about actually holding some product because especially since Chinese New Year's coming up on the 25th.
Recommend, but it sounds like you got a bunch of variants which would make that pain in the ass.
Yeah, it would. That's kind of what I'm running into. I'm running into the pros and cons of holding inventory. I can control it and I can get a way better shipping time versus, yeah, having to constantly restock on all that shit.
You could limit the I mean, honestly, like you could probably limit the number of colors.
Yeah.
A pattern with what's more popular?
Black. So everyone just wanted to buy, like my most popular cable is the black 1 meter iPhone. That's it. So that's what everyone wants to get. So I could just get some black colored cables and just be like, hey, I don't know how I'd frame it, but frame it in a way that the bundles get faster shipping. Maybe that could be another way to get people to get the bundles, because that's what I really make more on is the bundles, and that helps my AOV go up. But yeah, a lot of logistics problems with all these variants.
Yeah, I would say if you can, like if you're noticing like if some variants don't get any orders at all or very, very few, like it might just be easier just to fucking take them off there.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, but then my whole thing is, would that look attractive on a website to have less options? You know?
I mean, is that the right question to be asking? Who cares how it looks, you know?
Now you're getting some
if it converts,
philosophical.
If it converts the same and it causes you less hassle, then I'd say that's probably, that's probably a win.
True. Yeah. I have I started using this one thing called Inspectlet that actually lets me see heat maps of the website where people interact and scroll. And I can actually see user sessions, like what they actually do during their whole session. And it's really helped me get a grip on what I need to improve on the website and what kind of is holding some people back. Everyone wonders, okay, you've got add to carts and they didn't convert. Why didn't they convert? And I can just see why they didn't convert for the most part. So I've been doing a lot of analyzing of that and trying to optimize my website because I'm paying for all this traffic. So I might as well get every sale I can out of it. That's the other thing. I'm like, okay, I'm focusing on optimizing. Should I be focusing on optimizing? I feel like I should, but I don't know if I should. But I am right now, so.
I mean, optimizing, yes, but also making big changes, which I think for your product is going to be content. Getting killer content on the product page and killer content in ads. I think that's probably the biggest improvement. Like I'm not looking at your store right now. I'm not looking at your ads right now, but for your product, I think that's going to be the biggest easy improvement.
Yeah, that's what I should focus on. I know I've kind of been lagging in that. I've got a bunch of stuff shot on my phone, and I have them starting to edit them in Premiere, but.
Is the product one of the selling points that it's super strong, like indestructible, or no?
That's one of them. Yeah. So I have weights, and I was gonna lift them up with the cable and all that shit. I looked at so that site that you sent me, that it wasn't a magnetic cable, it was just a really strong cable. They pulled it with the car and everything like that.
Yeah, that's what I was
I was like, A, no fucking way, and B, that's really cool. But I've tried to look at my competition, the ones that are actually doing the magnetic ones as well, and they're all shit. Like I'm not kidding, they're all garbage. They have just AliExpress copied images and all this stuff, and I'm trying to get some sort of like inspiration, like what is everyone else doing? But I've trained my Instagram to only show me crap ads from other people because that's what it's giving me. So I've been trying to get creative on my own. But yeah, no, the ads is definitely a big thing because the frequencies are starting to rise on my original ones too. So I'm like, gonna have to replace that anyways. So also I had a question about that. When you do new creatives for the same audience, because the old one is getting higher up on the frequency, do you run a new ad set with the same interest, or do you add an ad set to that old one? I don't even know if you can do that or if that's the right question. But.
Wait, are you saying that you're trying to reduce the frequency by adding a new ad creative?
No, I'm trying to give them the same audience or same interest, fresh content.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's kind of to do with the frequency, but there's no frequency number where you stop running ads. You stop running ads when the results go to shit.
Okay, yeah.
When the results go to shit, you turn off the ad set, and then you relaunch the ad set with new content.
All right. Yeah, I thought it was just like after.
I mean, I think that if you want to test new creatives, then you can either just add them into the existing ad set or duplicate the ad set and add the new creative.
Okay. Because this is what the impression I get for ad sets. As soon as you change one thing on the ad set, it kind of resets the, what do you want to call it, algorithm?
Yeah, the learning phase.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so that does happen. It's not always that bad of a thing.
No. Usually when I change the budget, it lasts for like a day or two, and then it resumes being normal or whatever.
Yeah. Like if you have an ad set that's doing insanely well, I'm probably not adding a new creative to that ad set because I don't want to reset the learning phase on an ad set that's doing really fucking well.
Right.
But generally speaking, I mean, yeah, I do that.
That's the other thing. That's the other thing. The ad sets are pretty. One was consistent for a while, but then it got like pretty wildly inconsistent. Like some days it'll do nothing. Some days you'll get you get a really good ROAS on it. Like a few days ago, I got less than a 1 ROAS. Then the next day it was a 5 ROAS, and I'm just like, okay, well, it's hard to figure out what exactly is working when it jumps around like that.
Yeah.
But I have looked at, and I was going to ask you guys, do you have any experience with any other ad platforms like Google Ads, YouTube, Snapchat, TikTok, et cetera, et cetera?
Yeah, no good experience though.
Okay.
Yeah. A little bit of Google. I haven't messed around with Snapchat or TikTok or anything. Not saying but at the same time, like you have something that's working decently well on Facebook right now.
Oh yeah.
I think that, you definitely want to be putting a lot of effort into improving that and getting yourself up.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I wasn't gonna stop. I wasn't gonna like scale back on the Facebook and do something else. I'm just looking for things to also test at the same time, since I can't, because you have to wait for the data to come in and everything like that. You can't always be testing. And I like to be like super efficient, kind of to my detriment sometimes. But so yeah, I was just thinking of like other platforms to. YouTube was something that I really was thinking about just trying, because there was a $100 free credit for Google Ads, so I tried that. Yeah, and it actually it was funny. I have it set to like $3 a day now just to test, and I actually get some sales from it. But when it was doing the whole $100 credit thing, I got like shit. But now I have it set to a really low budget per day, and I actually get some sales from it. It's kind of profitable.
Hey, Colin. Going back to your ups and downs when you have the ROAS at like 1 and then 5,
Mm-hmm.
what you can try and do is go into your Shopify dashboard and your analytics and look at the bad days. You can see where the traffic is coming from, because Facebook might be trying to optimize or test new traffic from different countries. So if you see that all your bad days, the traffic's coming from poor countries, you can just optimize, for the better countries.
Right. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
That's one thing you can look for.
Are you testing internationally?
Yeah, I just included all e-packet countries.
Are there? I mean, that would be something to look at if you've done a breakdown by country.
Yeah, you can break down your traffic by country, right?
I'm saying, have you done that and looked at?
Oh no.
That's something to look at, like on the account level, like not on the campaign or ad set level. Just go to the whole account level and look at breakdown by country. Maybe even breakdown by platform. See if Facebook versus Instagram, if one's profitable and the other isn't. Again, like if it's slightly different, just let both run. But if you notice, like Facebook's doing a 3 ROAS and Instagram's doing a 1 ROAS, and both are spending a lot, that's something to test. Stuff like that can take you from break even to profitable.
Yeah, definitely. That location was pretty good advice. I didn't think about that, because I can tell you right off the bat, my top 2. What's that?
Country and platform are the ones I break down.
Yeah.
You can get lost in breakdowns, because if you break down by age, gender, device type, you're going to find something that's profitable, like supposedly profitable just by chance. But that's generally not going to hold up consistently. You want to really like limit yourself to the big ones, like in your case, probably platform and country.
Yeah, because I can name I know my 2 top countries are off the bat based on how many orders I get from those countries. So maybe focusing more on those, because the CPM is going to be higher, but I mean, if it's better quality traffic, then it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
All right. I had a few others. See, I had like no questions last time. I got a shit ton this time. Is there any? Are there cons to running a lookalike audience for, I don't know, say view content and add to cart at the same time? Since the people that view content are also probably more likely to add to cart, is it kind of like overlapping that we kind of brought up earlier? Or?
Do you mean like having like two lookalikes in the same ad set?
Not exactly, but just have two ads. No, say there was a VC ad set and an ATC ad set running at the same time. I know there's gonna be some audience overlap in that.
Correct. Yeah, there is. You can exclude, like when you're making or when you're putting the interests or the lookalikes into the ad set, you can exclude, like for view content, you could do people that viewed content and did not add to cart.
Right.
And then also vice versa. I'm not sure if you'd want to do that. Viewed content didn't add to cart. That's more. I think we do that more for retargeting.
Yeah.
I would do that for retargeting, but for lookalikes, honestly, I don't worry about audience overlap. If you're not
okay
thousands a day, like
it's not
yeah.
It's not a big deal.
Yeah. Also, it's a good audience size because mine, I thought mine were fine, but they seem pretty broad, like 27 million and all that stuff.
That should be fun. I'd say anywhere above 1 million, really. I haven't really found like a consistent number where it's like this is too high.
Right.
You know, for an audience size amount. I mean, I've had audiences work that are fucking 100 mil.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think that's. Oh well. Okay, I had one more question, but it was kind of specifically towards Nate because you did freelance copy. Did you, when you contacted people, were you just like, "Hey, pay me this much per email," or was it like a set thing?
It's been like which stage of this you know of the outreach are we at?
Blasting it out there.
Like first initial contact?
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, I'm not even mentioning specific rates. I'm just trying to.
Oh yeah. No. I'm trying to get my foot in the door, but I just want to be prepared for when I'm at that stage. I mean, I've looked it up. I've looked up, rates and stuff like that. I was just curious as to how you did it.
So one thing I did is I had a fee schedule, which was like just basically a doc with a couple different types of packages. And it would be like, single email, description of what that entails, and then this price. A package of 3 emails, same thing. This price.
Okay.
Daily emails, whatever. It's just like, honestly, it's very situation specific. And I think you kind of just have to feel out what that client really needs and kind of how much that's worth to them, and kind of use that because, you could charge a lot more than you probably think for the right type of client. And you don't necessarily want to have like a static price, I would say. I mean, you can. I can send you a copy of that fee schedule if you want to look at that. But I would just a lot of times I would kind of just edit it based on what I thought for that specific client. And then I would just send it over to them and then, kind of just go from there. And just basically I would, as much as possible, try to guide them towards the option that, based off of everything that we talked about, that I thought was best for them.
Right. All right. Yeah. Yeah. If you could send me that, that'd be great. I get the whole, how much is it worth to you? But I really had no idea even where to start. Where's like a base starting point. So, all right. That's all I got for now. I'm sure I'll think of some later.
Cool. All right. Let's go to Matthew Kelly.
How we doing?
What's up, brah?
Yeah, good, mate. Good to you?
Yeah.
Good man. Good man. So yeah, I did. I started running my video on Friday.
Okay.
To be honest, it's a bit hard to sort of work out what's going on with my dashboard at the moment. Just because, what you say?
Is it that fucked?
It's like, so I've had like 2 sales, but my Facebook's saying I've had like 7.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never seen that before.
So I'm trying to kind of work out where the actual sales have kind of come from. But yeah, I mean, I'm getting cheap traffic and stuff.
That's definitely, you can't figure out where your sales are coming from.
If they have access to the B.O.S.S library, or if there's like, I've just got like 7 emails. None of Michael can't get into it. Egan can't get into it. Antonio can't get into it.
Yeah, there's probably an issue with it.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, we need to figure that out. Are you still using the same ad account for everything that like this entire time, like since you started?
Yeah.
I wonder if it might be time to make a new ad account.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
To see if
maybe
that
it's like spazzed out.
Yeah, and I mean, have you been when you've been changing stores like completely like the the niche, the products, when you've like changed everything? Have you been making a new pixel?
Yeah, this is a new pixel. This is different from my old store. Do you mean?
Have you reached out to Facebook support at all?
I was trying to find out like where I couldn't find like what the thing is to.
I think it's business.facebook.com/help/support. And there should be a button on there. It varies by country though, whether or not they'll have the country.
Was it business?
Business.facebook.com/help/support, I believe.
Okay, yeah. I think I'm on something now.
Matt, are you sure that I'm guessing this is probably not the case, but in Shopify on your dashboard, you're looking at all channels, right? Not just online store.
What do you mean?
Like in the upper right-hand corner where it's showing your stats, you have the option to like filter it by like all channels, online store, or I think those are, you might have some other options depending on different apps and stuff, but I'm just wondering I'm guessing this is not the case, but I'm wondering if you actually are getting all those sales, then you're just not seeing it on Shopify.
That would be nice, wouldn't it? Where'd you go for that? So how I'm looking at it is just the overview dashboard.
In the upper right-hand corner where it says like all channels and today, is it on all channels instead of online store? If you're just on the home page of your Shopify dashboard.
Okay.
Doesn't show for you?
Yeah, all channels, yeah.
Okay.
I think new ad account is definitely a good shout.
Yeah, because it has happened before, to be fair. So
yeah. And see if you can get, I mean, new ad account is step 1. See if you can get on support. If you can't get on with support, I'll say like hit me up, add me as an admin to your ad account, and then I'll get on support. Yeah. In terms of results, you've had 2 purchases.
Yeah. So since Friday, I spent $100. I've made $40 back.
I'm looking at your ad stats right here. It's hard to judge because I don't even know if your ad stats are correct. Like, I don't know if the add to carts are correct.
I'm checking my add to carts, and
It shows the upside, yeah.
So it's saying I've had like 26 add to carts.
Okay. Initiate checkouts.
What you say, sorry?
Initiate checkouts.
So sorry, 23 add to carts, 15 initiated checkouts.
So Facebook's underreporting a little there. Like,
What? On my Shopify, can you see that on Shopify? The checkouts.
Yeah.
So reach checkout is 5 on Shopify.
Total?
Yeah, 5.
What about add to carts?
26 on Shopify.
Okay. Reach checkout is double on Facebook as well.
Yeah.
New ad account, and then reach out to support. See if they can, or if they know anything about that.
Yeah. What about?
That's so weird.
I mean, I don't think we can say anything about these $100 spent, $40 back. That's fuck.
I mean, I think we can tell how much he spent and how much he's made back. That's about it.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
I think you need to get that sorted before we can say anything about the creative of the website or anything.
Yeah. Okay.
So you had account, get launched there, and should solve it, I guess.
The only questions I got is because both my orders were from Brazil, you have to provide like CPF number.
Yeah.
So I've reached out to the customer to ask them for it. Is that the right thing to do?
Yeah, pretty much.
If I don't sort of hear from them or anything, what would you say?
Again.
What you say?
Reach out again.
Reach out again. Okay. Yeah, that's about it, really.
Are you testing worldwide?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I've got some ideas for what you could change in Facebook ads, but let's launch in the new ad account and see what like accurate results we can get tracked.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. The guy with a pretty cool name, Nathan Zeppin. That's actually a cool last name too.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Awesome. I don't know how to get the camera on here now that I didn't do it before, but okay. So I started e-commerce. I just joined Blue Ocean on the 31st. I started e-commerce heavily in about October is when I really started getting serious about it, and I've now created a few different websites. Some of them have failed. I started running Google ads on my latest website. I haven't even touched into Facebook ads yet. I've been running about $25 a day on Google ads. I'm getting about one sale a day with about $48 in profit on each, or when you take into account of the Facebook ads, it is about $23 in profit. But I'm technically still in the red because the first few days when I was running ads, I was just losing money. I started running Google ads when they gave me, or when I saw that they were going to give me the $100 credit. On the $100 credit, I didn't make any money during that time. I feel like somebody else said that earlier, like they didn't bring me any sales.
Yeah, this is a conspiracy, officially.
Yeah, no, it didn't. It literally, and it burned through it so quickly. Like it doesn't burn through the 100 at the $25 a day rate. It burns through it in like 2 days.
No.
And my question was, what should I do with like Chinese New Year coming up? Because I'm getting right at about a sale a day, and Chinese New Year is coming up. What is it? The 25th, and it lasts until I'm not sure.
8th.
So sorry, say that again.
I think it's the 8th.
Okay.
Yeah, and it depends very heavily on your supplier, what dates they're going to and not going to ship things. Some people take off like 2 full weeks. Some people take off like 5 days. Some people take off somewhere in between there. What to do about it? Like me and Scott were talking about this yesterday. To me, it's like the main thing is you just don't want to be scaling super aggressively during that time. I think for the most part, like I'm not of the mindset that you should like stop selling because of the new year. I think that you just have to be on top of customer service and maybe just add something to your product page that says, you know, maybe something it's on back order and it might take a little bit of extra time. Just be responsive with your customers and stuff and make sure that they're aware of it. But yeah, I wouldn't like stop selling. I think it's, you know, it's like a week or two that you won't be able to ship product out. And like I said, eventually you probably get a couple of refunds because people don't want to wait that long. Like, yeah, probably. But I would rather that than shut things off entirely.
Okay. Yeah, no, I figured out how to get it working out. Yeah, I just wasn't sure kind of, you know, what to do with it, just because I'm consistently getting, like I said, about 1 sale a day, and I didn't know if I should start spending more on it. And then soon, I'm hoping within the next week or so, and I haven't finished the course yet completely, so I do want to finish that hopefully, or at least semester 1 within the next couple of days. But I didn't know what I should do about that, if I should scale more or what.
I mean, I'd say if you have something that's working, if you're spending $25 a day and getting 1 sale a day pretty consistently, I think that you should probably start scaling those budgets up.
Okay. Yeah, because
don't start spending $1,000 a day.
Yeah.
You know, start scaling a little slowly. See if you can get to 2 orders a day consistently, 3 orders a day consistently, 4 orders a day consistently, 5 orders a day consistently.
Yeah, the most I did was I did 3 orders a day, and the average order is about $104 each. So I did about, I think it was $316 or $312 that day.
It's nice. I wish I could advise you better, but I really like you've had more success with Google Ads for cold targeting than I have. So
I've done Facebook ads in the past, and I mean for Black Friday I opened one store, like Black Friday weekend, between Black Friday and like Cyber Monday. I opened up a store, and that one I ended up pretty much I ended up actually losing money because I spent right at about $1,000, or no, it was like $800 on Facebook ads, and I brought in like 850. But then after product costs, I was in the red for that, so I shut that down.
So you know a bit about Facebook ads. I think you can probably get that to work.
Yeah, I mean, I've spent a couple $1,000s on Facebook ads between different stores. Like I said, some of them have flopped. So I want to learn Facebook ads, obviously a lot more. But right now I just didn't know what to do with this new store, and I guess it's a relatively high ticket at $100.
Honestly, Nathan, it sounds like you're in the perfect spot to once you get into semester 2, once you get into the library of boss builds, to pick one of them. I think you'll have pretty good ideas of what you think has potential and what you think can really kill. Pick a great build and take that to Facebook and scale up. Like, I think you're in the perfect spot. You've got experience under your belt, you know the ropes, and like just that kind of like what we're talking about yesterday, people who have the experience, and then it just takes that one little, like that cohesive marketing that you'll get from the build. Like all the products belong to a niche. You've got the angles, you've got who to target, how to speak them. Once you get all that sorted, I think you'll do really well.
Awesome. One more question I was going to say about that. Would you be able to at any time kind of like look at, because right now I just have a one product store going right now, is that main one that I'm running. I have another one that's got several different products, but the one main one that is actually showing like the growth is a one product drop shipping store. At any time, would you be able to possibly like look at that and tell me what you think about that?
Sure. Are you in Slack?
Yeah, I am in Slack.
Just hit us up, DM, post it in the Slack chat, and we'll get back to you.
Okay. Awesome. Well, I think that's my questions right now. Like I said, I just joined on the 31st, so I'm just trying to like learn as much as I can.
Nice. I mean,
Cool,
I think
dude.
that's probably something we can say in general for everyone. Like, make good use of the Slack chat, whether it's DMs, whether it's a group chat. Like, just start using that. Like, there's a bunch of people in there in the group that have done fairly well at this point. There's people that are really happy to help. Jason, our student Jason, is fucking killing it and like so active in the group. Like, you'll get a different perspective. Like, don't feel we added the coaches a bit later after we'd been running the program for a while, and I think it's been great. But don't feel because there's coaching calls that you only get help in the coaching calls. Like, the Slack chat's there to ask fucking questions, to get feedback, to get someone else to look at your ads. Like, that's what it's there for, and just make good use of that.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much.
There's like practically no one in the program who's used it too much. Like, everyone doesn't use it enough.
Yeah, that's a good tool, and I've been looking at it, and I just like some of like the questions people have been posting, I just didn't have an answer to, but I could tell like they were getting answered by other people.
Yeah, and a lot of times, even if it's like not anything super crazy that requires like a super expert opinion, it's a lot of times just really good to get other people to look at what you're doing and kind of have some outside perspective to give you insights that you might not see because you're so close to it. And that's a really common thing that, that happens with this. You're so close to what you're doing. Sometimes like stuff that is obvious to everyone else is like, just doesn't come up in your view. So I think it's really good for that as well.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's a good way to look at it too. I mean, it's sometimes it can be harder to find stuff that like you're doing wrong because it is closer to me.
Definitely. But yeah, I would say for you, Nathan, I would definitely start scaling up those Google ads slowly but surely. If you can make one sale a day, spending $25 a day, then, I don't know a whole lot about Google ads, but I'm guessing it works somewhat similar to Facebook ads. If you can slowly start scaling that to $50 a day, $100 a day, then, what tends to happen is those numbers tend to start going up.
Yeah.
So,
and I don't know, still kind of trying to learn how to like read Google ads, because I'm not like completely familiar on like how to like read the data and stuff like that. Like I kind of just like jumped into it. They gave me the $100 credit, and then it just kind of started working, I guess, right? With not the $100 credit, but when I was spending the $25 a day. And right now, I mean, I have pretty good shipping times. My shipping times are about 5 to 7 days, based out of the U.S. But I'm still getting it. So I'm using Silk Road.
Gotcha.
And so their factories are still in China, but you can like opt to get express shipping, which gets it here in like 5 days. So I'm selling my product for $100, and it's costing me $46. So
solid.
Are you running like search traffic or Google Display Network?
It's search traffic. I didn't want to do Google Display Network because I felt as though it was going to be harder. Let's say somebody's looking up, they want to buy a PlayStation, right? But they like looked into this as well. I feel it was going to be harder to take them off of another website and onto my website than I know if I was just going to run search traffic. I'm putting my ad right in front of their face.
Yeah.
What they actually want.
Cool stuff.
Dope. You got any other questions, bro?
I think that's it. Thank you guys.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so I think we've hit everyone. Anyone else have any other questions that came up since we talked? Going once, going twice.
I got one.
Colin, always coming through.
Always coming through right at the last second. I guess this goes for anyone who's been able to control their shipping a bit more. How valuable do you think fast shipping is? Like, how, if you were to give it a percentage of importance, 100% being like the whole customer experience, what value would you give a quick shipping time? Quick as in like 5 to 7 days.
Personally, I think that it's very valuable. But at the same time, now I've had stores that took 15 or like on average about 14 to 15 days to actually get to the customer. And I only had one chargeback on that. And the guy just, he wasn't a cool customer at all anyway, because He ordered it on, I think it was a Sunday, and he emailed me on Monday, and he was like, "Where is my product?" And obviously, nobody's gonna have it. He's not gonna have it the next day, and then he ended up saying something to PayPal, and I was just like, forget it. I mean, I'll lose the $14 or whatever to this guy.
That's a crazy.
I provided him about 4 days after he sent his, or 4 or 5 days after he sent his. I gave him the tracking number, and then after that is when he escalated it to PayPal, and it showed that it was delivered in his mailbox, everything, and he was just, I mean, he was like, he wouldn't stop emailing me telling me, "Oh, I don't have the product," and I was like, "Hey, it was like in your mailbox in PayPal." I mean, obviously they didn't care, but the customers that are getting it in 5 days seem to be very, very happy. And if they have their product in 5 days, I haven't even gotten anybody wanting a chargeback or a refund. So I think that it's beneficial in that way, because now not all customers are going to text you or email you the day after and wonder where the product is, obviously. But for those who are like that, if they have it with them in 5 days, then they'll probably shut up.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking, yeah, go ahead.
I can't prove this. Also, there's a Facebook feedback score. If you get hammered on that, you get worse performance. But I also think if you have happy customers, that tends to help the performance of your ads, your store, just everything. So anything you can do to have happier customers is generally, I think, just going to help. And that,
Yeah.
I mean, faster shipping times definitely going to get you happier customers, but also just fucking superb support, really kind support, really responsive support, and sometimes taking a loss on an order and shipping it out again, or shipping it out from your home if you have extra on hand. Like, just having happy customers has a weird way of helping you in indirect ways. I've sort of seen and experienced.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I get that. I got the support I've got down. There was a guy that berated me because he found out that it was shipped from China, and I basically just had to talk to him, and I sent him a bunch of free stuff, and he was fine with it. But I mean, so yeah, the support thing, yeah, I guess that's a good benefit. But my whole thing was the whole experience. You know, you got people subscribing to your mailing list, or people that are ordered, and you're like, oh great, I want to send them something else. I want to send them more emails to try and get more sales out of them, you know. But if it takes like 15 to 20 days to get their product, it's like, I don't want to send them that before they've even gotten the first thing they ordered from me. So I guess that was the main
I would
thing.
say that if you get the opportunity to decrease your shipping times, like, most of the time it's a good fucking move.
Yeah.
It's not going to be, I don't know, I don't think it's going to be a huge game changer, because ultimately it really comes down to marketing. But yeah, I mean, it's going to help. It's going to help just about everything. It's going to make your life easier. It's going to help customer service. It's going to help customer service. Yeah, it's just going to be a good thing.
I mean, yeah, people are really used to Amazon, but at the end of the day, like, we're not competing with them at all. So I think that's what, when I like started like drop shipping, that was like the number one thing. I was like, well, compared to Amazon, it's only 2 days and I'm 14 days. And then I started realizing it doesn't even matter, because Amazon's not your competition. I was selling a product for $22.49, and you can get it on Amazon for, I think it was like $10.50 or like $10.99. So like, Amazon's not your competition, because I ended up doing $800 on that store. Now, granted, I was losing money. That was the Black Friday store, but it still did. I think it was like $864, $850 or something like that. But Amazon's not your competition.
Yeah, we're not doing FBA. I mean, that definitely plagued me a lot in the beginning too. I was looking at Amazon, I was like, well shit, they're selling it at like
that's
$9.
That's what I looked at. I was like, man, like, how am I gonna even make a profit, because I'm getting it at $4, right, or something like that. And I realized after a while, like, it doesn't matter what they're selling it at, and honestly, like, your shipping time doesn't matter all that much, like, as much as like we think it does. Now, it is better, like Nate said, to get faster shipping times, but I think that it's better to have like good customer service.
Definitely, yeah. All right, cool. I just want to see what everyone's opinion was on that and the shipping and everything. Because my whole thing too was, the customer experience. And then if you actually if you physically hold some products, you could put your own marketing in there and everything like that. But
Yeah.
all right, cool.
Cool. Well, all right then. Anything else?
I just wanted to ask Scotty, what would you do? You said it's better to test 3 ad sets with an ad. Do you think it's better than do 5 ad sets with 3 ads? That's what I've been doing by now, by the way.
The reason I said 3 ad sets is because I don't think you need to spend another $100. And I'd rather see you run 3 ad sets, £10 a day for 2 days rather than 5 ad sets for 1 day.
And then I would say 3 ad sets or 3 ads in each ad set. That's probably going to be too much at that low of a budget.
Okay.
I would just do 1, max 2 ads.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. All right, y'all. Well, thank you for coming, spending a little bit of time with us on this beautiful Sunday. As always, hit us up in the Slack chat. Send us your ads. Send us what you're doing. Any questions you have. Be as active as you can in there, and we'll be doing the same. Have a great week. Fucking go out there and make some money, and we'll talk on the next call.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Hell yeah! Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Peace, y'all.
Later.